Hello, and welcome to the Thai Show for May 11th, 2020. I'm going to apologize real quickly. I have not been uploading the last couple days, but I've had finals this week for college, just trying to get through those. But we had some news today, and I feel like I need to get on and talk a little bit about it. So let's jump straight into that. The main news that we have today is that the MLB owners have approved a proposal that aims the Major League Baseball to come back starting July 4th. While player safety, playing during the corona pandemic, and financial questions about compensation for a court season will be at the top of the priority list. Details about the season are also taking shape in ahead of Tuesday's expected meeting. Commissioner Rob Manfred's supposed to talk about it to the players, and if it gets approved, we should be returning to baseball in on July 4th. It will be a shortened uh, season, 82 games instead of 162. They're going to expand the playoffs, and it will also include a DH in the NL and a revamped extra inning format. Uh, I think the 82 season part will be really fun because you have. I think they said that most of them's going to be against their own division, and if they play anybody from the NL East, or like let's say interleague matchups, NL West versus AL West, you'll get some more Dodgers Angels, you'll get some Yankees, Phillies, you'll get those kind of matchups. But we won't get any Dodgers, Boston, or Dodgers, Yankees this year till the World Series comes. Uh, I think, again, if the drawback is of that is that you're not getting those matchups. I would love to see Mookie Betts play against Boston and teams like that, but that's not going to happen this season if this is approved. Um, an extra round of the playoffs would go in. I think they're just testing something because there was a proposal for 14 teams to go in, so it gives kind of a chance for people to come back. The extra round could be cool, but I don't think it's going to actually make that much of an impact at all. Because I think you're just giving more rest to those teams that get the better records, which will be huge for them. I think if they are doing the centralized thing, I think the central divisions is definitely going to be the worst because it's not as strong as the AL East or the NL West or the AL West and the NL East because you got the Mets, you got the Nationals, you got the Braves, you've got the Phillies out there on the west side, and then you have the Yankees, Boston, Tampa Bay, Toronto, they're all right there. In the AL, and then in the NL, you got the Dodgers, you have the Angels, you have the Rangers, you have the Mariners, the Athletics, the Padres, a lot of good teams. The Central, it's going to be the weakest for sure, but I mean, you still have the Twins, the Indians, the Cubs, the Cardinals. But I think that one's going to be impacted the most going into the playoffs by them not facing those better teams. And it's going to hurt, especially for the Padres to have to face a lot of the Angels, the Rangers, and the Athletics, which may be the deepest division, the AL West. Be very interesting. But I think the one thing that all of us are excited about is the universal DH. The DH going to the NL. No longer do we have to sit there and watch a pitcher hit. And sometimes it's entertaining, but for the most part, it's not. And you get somebody who's actually going to hit in there and actually provide some offense to teams and not strike out every time. And it's just going to help. I mean, imagine the team like the Dodgers having the instead of Kershaw hitting, the guy who gets off the night, maybe a Kiki Hernandez or a say they give Justin Turner a night off or somebody like that just steps in. I mean the Mets will have Cespedes there. You got the Nationals having Howie Kendrick, um, so they don't have to play him. It'll be huge for them. It'll be huge. Um, and what they're going to do is they're going to start with runners on the bases and extra innings to make the game go a little bit quicker. Um, I don't know how to feel about this. get those hits, but I know they're trying to make it a little bit quicker. I could see like after 12 innings doing that because we're trying to speed up the games. You don't want a team to play till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But you could also do the ties. I'm watching Korean baseball as we speak right now, and that's what they do after 12 innings. They just call it a tie. And I think that wouldn't be a bad decision. Um, I think the most intriguing uh, thing for happening this season is a whole bunch of doubleheaders. You'll see a lot of doubleheaders this season, I think, because you're going to get rain delays, you're going to get all this, and there's going to be some teams that play back to backs really fast, and they may be 7 inning games. It'll be very interesting to see how that works. I know me working for the Oklahoma City Dodgers, when we did have a rain out, we did play it in 7 innings, and it worked. You'd sit there and get them like a 30 minutes, 1 hour break in between the games, and you'd start it right back up. But playing 7 innings, you go down, switch your jersey, come back up, and you can play again. And they weren't tired at all. And it kind of set up the whole scenario for them. But that's the main thing on baseball. When I jump into some other stuff, we'll see exactly. Leave your comments on what you think of baseball returning. If you think it's a good idea, if you think it's a bad idea. Uh, but another thing that was very interesting is UFC 249 was this weekend. I know I didn't talk about it, but it was a very entertaining card. I didn't watch the main card, but I watched the prelims, and I heard about the main card a lot. So Justin Gagetti, I think is how you pronounce it, became the interim lightweight champion, beating Tony Ferguson, who took his first loss since 2016. Just dominated. Absolutely dominated Ferguson, who no one thought was going to happen in this situation. Ferguson's one of the higher up people on the card. As you knew, he'd been wanting to face Key for like the last 2 years. Things keep happening that wouldn't allow that. You have Connor been wanting to face Ferguson, and it now looks like Justin, as the interim lightweight champ, is going to step in and face Khabib. But McGregor had some words for that, as he was calling out the new champ. He tweeted out, "The fans marked the spot. Watching the other night, I was against going in it without them, but it will be my effing pleasure to display the power I possess with zero background noises for them. It's me and Justin next, as Khabib is the biggest bottle fighter in the game, guarantee it. Justin, there's no danger in a man that hurt legs, we all know. Try and dance around what the real threat is. Hear all you want. I'm going to beeping butcher you, your teeth, I'm going to put them on a beeping necklace. Speak of my skills as a father, you are beeping dead." Um, he's also gone, if you go back to 2019, he's called, or Gahetti called McGregor a beep human father and husband. Um, McGregor also praised Ferguson's toughness for his 5 rounds. It was Ferguson's first loss in 13 appearances. Um, Ali Abadesi, who is the manager for both Khabib and Justin, has been frequently targeted by McGregor because there's no chance that told ESPN that there's no chance McGregor would jump in line to a title fight. Right now, it's the holy month of Ramadan, so I can't talk about anyone out of respect of Ramadan. He has a chance to fight Justin in January, and he picked Cowboy instead. He picked the easier fight. Now, the two kings of the division will fight. Maybe Connor can fight someone in the co-main event. McGregor also had a Twitter outbreak with Nate Diaz, telling him to sign the contract. UFC Dana White confirmed that McGregor is interested in fighting sometime this summer, but has not specified which specific date. McGregor also posted a tweet on Monday saying, "See you in July." So I would assume we're getting a McGregor fight in July. I think his best decision would be to go fight uh, Nate Diaz. It's tied 1-1. It would be the deciding factor. I think you'll get a lot of pay-per-view eyes on that. I would love to watch another Nate Diaz versus McGregor fight. Also give McGregor some confidence because I think he should win that fight. If he does that, maybe go after Ferguson at that point. And if he beats Ferguson, then you go after the winner of the Justin Gahetti and Khabib match whenever they have their fight. And which I assume Khabib will win. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it was very interesting to see what McGregor does in that uh, Detroit Lions safety Tracy Walker remembers his cousin and former high school teammate Amu Aubrey as a beautiful soul. Uh, Amu Aubrey was a man who was shot and killed in Brunswick, Georgia, as he was running, just jogging around in his neighborhood. And two guys, there had been some break-ins recently, went outside and just shot him cold-blooded in the middle of the street. And it very sad that this happened. Our respects go out to his family, prayers and thoughts go out to his family. Uh, but but yeah, I mean, he was 25 years old, shot and killed online, and I mean, anyone can watch it. They uploaded it for crying out loud. It's a dark, dark, twisted thing that happened. But Walker told ESPN that he did not deserve it. He did not deserve that. You know that God has a plan for everyone, but you know it's tough. It is. That's why I watched it so many times. I couldn't grasp it. It was such a gruesome video, and you want to know why. Two people charged with murder is Gregory McMichael and Travis McMichael. They were killed February 23rd, and they were just arrested last week, which shows just how bad this was. Federal prosecutors are also considering hate crime charges on them that would allow a separate case. Um, but yeah, it's very tragic what happened here, and you could go look into it more. But our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, to Tracy Walker's family, because he lost his cousin, and I feel for them. Um, Anik Baldwin, one of the main guys who stepped up and kind of talked about the police brutality in the NFL, came out and offered support to those people who are standing up for it. As you had Tom Brady and a couple other white, David Andrews, Julian Edelman, Ryan Izzo, and Josh McCown, Steve Kerr, Stan Van Gundy were all people who stood up and said that it was wrong what had happened. And I think it's very, very. He said it's very nice that Tom Brady has stepped up and done something to show, which basically says they're sending it to the government to investigate it a little bit more and figure out some more details on what happened. But good job, Tom Brady and all them. But let's jump into some more positive news, which Kansas City Chief quarterback Patrick Mahomes is the consensus favorite to win the 2020 MVP, followed by Lamar Jackson, then Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson. Mahomes 4-1 odds to win it all. Lamar Jackson is 13-2. Dak is 9-1. Russell Wilson is 12-1. Tom Brady 16-1, along with Kyler Murray, who's also 16-1. Drew Brees is 20-1, and Aaron Rodgers is 25-1. McCaffrey is the highest non-quarterback at 40-1. And the last quarterback to win the award, or non-quarterback to win the award, was Adrian Peterson in 2012. But this has mainly turned into a very hard award not to win by a quarterback. As Jeff Davis of Caesar Sportsbook said, it's a very hard award for someone who doesn't play quarterback or running back to win. If your receiver has a big year, it's generally given to that quarterback. Given the way the league has turned into a passing quarterback-centric league, for a running back to win, it would take a Herculean effort. The NFL also has a long shot MVPs, 4 or 5 of the past winners having odds of more than 30-1. Jackson last season was 40-1 in the preseason, and Mahomes was 35-1 before then. Uh, New England Patriots quarterback Jarrett Stidham and Joe Burrow, the #1 overall pick, are both 75-1. I would definitely say put your money on either Mahomes or Jackson, and you could even throw Tom Brady in there. In my eyes, the top three to win MVP this season. I think Tom Brady's going to have a really good season at Tampa Bay. I think the Chiefs are going to be really good. I think the Ravens are going to be really good. So those are probably your three favorites again. But we'll see what happens there. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of rankings between the 2020 and the 2021 draft classes for quarterbacks at least. Tell you who I think is going to be the best quarterbacks coming out next year compared to those guys that came out this year. Uh, my #1 quarterback is Trevor Lawrence. I think he's better than Joe Burrow. I think he's going to be really good. He's going to be the #1 overall pick next year. And I mean, we've seen what he's done at Clemson. He's been unstoppable, and we'll see again that he'll probably be in the championship game because Clemson seems to be there all the time. But yeah, you got Joe Burrow. I'm gonna put Joe Burrow at 2 because Joe Burrow had a really good season last year. It's amazing to watch him, see what he did. The Bengals got a really good quarterback there. Number 3 will be another top 5 pick next year in Justin Fields of Ohio State. I kind of see a lot of Kyler Murray in him, but we'll see what happens with Justin where he ends up. Tua would be 4. Another quarterback that I'm a huge fan of, and you may not know a lot, but you can watch him this season if college football does return. My number 5 prospect is Trey Lance, the North Dakota State quarterback. 6'3", looks every bit as a first-round quarterback prospect as a redshirt freshman, leading North Dakota State to a 16-0 record and an FCS championship. He's only averaging 18 passing attempts a game. Uh, I mean, he has 28 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions last year, and it's crazy how good he was. And Carson Wentz also came from North Dakota State, so don't say that just because you win championships at North Dakota State doesn't mean anything. Um, Number 6, I have Justin Herbert, the new Chargers quarterback. As you know, I'm really high on him. 7 is my boy Jalen Hurts, another quarterback that I'm really high on. 8, I'll put Jake Fromm there. I think he's a little bit better than Jordan Love. I know Jordan Love went in the first round. I think Jake Fromm could have came back another year at Georgia and had a really good season and probably been a top first 3-round quarterback, but it was his decision. At 9, I have Jordan Love, just based on college stats. He wasn't as good as some of those other quarterbacks above him. I think he will be a good quarterback in the NFL, but based on that. Number 10, I have Brock Purdy from Iowa State. Very good quarterback. You haven't watched Purdy. He's a very consistent quarterback and very, very good. It'll be very curious to see what happens to him. He's 6'1", 210. But he's the main reason why Iowa State has put themselves on the map. Is ever since he's been there, been big players like Hakeem Butler got signed by the Cardinals last year. You had David Montgomery, who was really good, and it's very cool to see Iowa State be a good team after all the bad years they had, and it's all because of Brock Purdy. And my last thing I want to talk about today is I want to congratulate, going into a little bit WWE, Becky Lynch last night decided to relinquish the Raw Women's title after declaring that she was pregnant. Her and Seth Rollins are married, but she's going to take a break for a little bit, and because she's pregnant. I mean, you can't wrestle when you're pregnant. But she is due in December, so congratulations to her and Rollins on having their first kid. She said right here, She tweeted out, "I'm torn between joy and sadness because I'm at a place in my life where things are about to change, and I needed to do something about it. I have no idea what happens from here, but I knew though that you all made my dreams come true. I entered the Performance Center in 2013, not knowing anyone. I'll leave that same building tonight with my new family. Thank you all so much." Again, Asuka became the new champ because of this. She won Money in the Bank on Sunday, so she became the new champion automatically. Uh, but our congratulations to her, to Rollins, and hopefully they have a beautiful little baby. But that's it for me today. I know it's a longer video. If you sit through it, I appreciate it. But leave a like, leave a comment, talk about anything I talked about today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.